Howdy-o, folks. Hello, and welcome to my graveyard. I am your host of the evening, the Cemetery Man from Salem, Mass. Always taking names of King Candy Ass, live in a living color here with you on Grande's Graveyard. Well, not really live because we have the general admission Living Dead weekend pass. Yes, I am chilling in a fucking hotel. It feels empty without a little Teenage Wasteland or April Fool's Day with me, but I figured to do this quick update. I want to do like mini videos. I don't know how long this will go. I figured I'll recap my first day here at the Living Dead weekend. I can run through some fun anecdotes, things like that. And I just had a wonderful day yesterday. It's early Saturday morning right now. I believe it's around, let's see, well, it's not that early. It's like 10:24. So I just got some breakfast in me. I came back to the room and I was planning on hitting the New York Mets game today because, oh yeah, baby, we got a little, not a little pizza, but we got a little Piazza. Yeah, a little Mike Piazza jersey here. I'll be rocking it. Apparently the game is a sellout, so I'm looking forward to that. Should be a lot of fun. Mets Pirates later today at 4 p.m. I'm looking forward to that. Me and my good brother Greg. And I figured I'd recap the first day of Living Dead weekend because this was a surreal trip for me. As most people know, Dawn of the Dead, it's my all-time favorite movie. So to actually come to Pittsburgh and not only visit the Monroeville Mall, but to meet some of the actors, to take the tour, which I actually have the program for over here. I'm going to show all this stuff off to you guys. I took the Monroeville Mall tour, and it was incredible. I mean, just so cool. They take you through all the filming locations at the mall, show you where all of the action happened, even to the unrestricted, or to the restricted areas of the mall, which would be the boiler room, where Flyboy fights that zombie and shoots him. Actually, literally was standing in there where that happened. I mean, it was really cool stuff. And, they show you everything, all that stuff. So it was very, very cool, very surreal taking that tour. I also went to the Night Riders party at night. But I'll walk you guys through the day quickly. I'll show you some of the cool things I got signed and maybe some pictures at the end. I hit like a 9:10 flight to Pittsburgh out of JFK. So it was a little Final Destination vibes because every time I fly out of JFK and I'm always like, God damn it. Like, hope this plane doesn't take a really fucked up God to take this plane down, But, the plane ride was easy. I sat next to a fucking French opera singer. She was beautiful, and we talked the whole way. But granted, the whole way was only about 45-minute flight. It was supposed to be 2 hours and 50 minutes. I don't know if we hit a fucking jet stream or what, because we left late and arrived early. It was the weirdest shit ever. But we got here in about 45, 50 minutes. It was less than, let me just mute my phone, sorry. It was less than 45, 50 minutes. It was right around there. So we land in Pittsburgh, and I part ways from my French opera singer friend. Shout out to Alex. Hope your gig went well. We then hit baggage claim where I got my bag. And then the next thing I'm like, I know I'm in Pittsburgh International Airport. I got to find Franco. And I know AJ Zitro thought I meant Franco Nero, which I don't know what the hell he was smoking. But I'm not in Italy. I love Franco Nero, but I'm not in Italy. I'm in Pittsburgh, goddammit. I'm in Franco Harris, Franco's Italian army, which I guess they, maybe they have a Franco statue in Italy too because of his Italian army. I don't know, but it is what it is. So I got my bag. I asked the woman who worked in the airport, I said, hey, could you show me where the Franco Harris statue is, or just point me in the right direction? And she goes, sir. And she points up, and I looked up, and I saw it. It was like in the next so I fucking sprinted to the escalator, went up the escalator, I saw it, and it was just like a surreal moment. And there's this really nice woman sitting there, and I said, hey, miss, I hate to trouble you, but could you possibly, take a picture of me and Franco? And she got emotional seeing how emotional I was. I was so excited and all that because I've been always wanted to come to Pittsburgh because my favorite football team is the Steelers. And I actually have a very cool picture of me and Franco Harris that I could show off to you guys here. I don't know. I could always add this later, but it's just easier for me now to do this. This is me, and if it ever focuses, Mr. Franco Harris. Very cool one. Very cool. It was surreal. You see, now this is going to be out of focus a little bit. No, okay, it's fine. So that was surreal. I mean, seeing that statue just in person was really nice. I wore my Kenny Pickett jersey on the plane. It's weird. It's like a weekend of my favorite things coming together. It's my favorite movie. It's my favorite baseball team, and it's where my favorite football team plays. I mean, and my favorite cast of any fucking movie is here. And actually, cool enough, I take a lift from the airport to my hotel here. It's about an hour ride. I'm I'm checking in, and I see this little old man with a blue flannel on in front of me, and I thought nothing of it. I got my wallet out. I'm like checking shit. I look in front of me, and I hear him go, "Hi, do you have any iced coffee?" And I'm like, I've heard that fucking voice before. Fucking sure enough, turns around, it's Scott Reiniger. I was like, Scott. I was like, you Scott Reiniger? He went, last time I checked. I was like, no way. Shook his hand, and then we took a selfie together. Granted, the picture's not the greatest thing in the world. It was a really rushed job. I got a better one when I actually met him at his table, and because he gave me the freebie, I was like, dude, I got a freebie from Scott Reiniger in the hotel. Like, what's better than this? But I was like, dude, like, I need to actually sit down and meet him as well. And I told him, I said, I'll get you back at the mall. I appreciate you being so cool right now. So I could quickly show that picture. Granted, it's not the best picture in the world. It was really a rushed job, but Scott Reiniger right in the hotel. Literally, I was like in awe. I was like, holy shit! Like, what are the freaking odds that fucking Scott Reiniger? You know, like I'm sorry, I'm just trying to focus this camera again because this is trying to focus. Trying to focus. I don't know. Oh, now it's a little bit. I don't know. Sorry about that, but. Scott was really cool. It was really cool to meet him. I then finally, for the first time in my life, as I'm trying to focus this camera, I don't even pay attention. There we go. I got it. For the first time in my life, I took the trip to the Monroeville Mall. It's like less than a mile from where the hotel is. So it was surreal walking up to the doors, and it was like in my head, it was almost like the Gonk was playing. Like it was just like the fucking, what the hell is it? It's a shopping center, one of those big indoor malls. Just really cool. As I went in, and I just soaked it up. I promised myself I'd take a minute or so to soak it all in, and I just walked around. And man, like, you know, it's funny to the locals here. It's just a mall. You know, I've heard so many people over the weekend. What the fuck is this? Why is all these people fucking look so happy to be here? I'm like, you don't get it. You wouldn't get it. You know, the Joaquin Phoenix and the Joe, you wouldn't get it. It was surreal, and I soaked it all in. And then I went to the Living Dead Museum, took some really fun photos there. Maybe I can add them later. I don't want to keep like showing shit and then fucking making it all like blurry or anything like that. But there were a lot of fun pictures I took in the Living Dead Museum. It was a really, really nice exhibit. They had everything from the entire history of zombies. I thought it was just going to be Romero, but they had, you know, the beginning, which was Night of the Living Dead. And I also got this really cool shirt that was in the museum. I was like, yo, this is what they call a crisp t-shirt right here. Got a nice Night of the Living Dead shirt. Really cool. They had my size as a large, as grande, if you will. I was really excited for that. And so, yeah, that's a really cool pickup. I was like, you know, I don't have any Night of the Living Dead merch. I've got to change that. So I got that. I love the green text, old school green text. And I got that in the museum, walked the whole museum. They had all sorts of, you know, they had Fulci movies. They had Tombs of the Blind Dead. They had Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue. It was literally, this is the zombie museum. Like if it's, you know, if Cooperstown is the Baseball Hall of Fame, Canton is the fucking Football Hall of Fame, this was the Zombie Hall of Fame. It really was. Like it had from the beginning to the end of zombie movies. And they just opened 2 new exhibits, one for Night Riders in there, which was really cool, and one for Land of the Dead, where they had like, you know, screen worn shit, which granted I always make fun of Land of the Dead, but they did have some Asia Argento apparel in there, and I kind of liked that. I was like, kind of like, yo, Aja wore that? That's fucking cool. Just saying. And I took pictures of it too, because I couldn't fucking, if I could have fucking took a picture with it, I would have, but it was all glassed off, you know, because I guess people were like thinking, oh my God, these motherfuckers tried to steal it. So I waited in line, which I thought it was really stupid. I already bought my ticket, but I had to wait in line to get the wristband. I was like, that's fucking stupid. Like, it was a really long line, too, to fucking get a wristband that I already paid for. And weirdest thing, if you paid cash, you could cut the whole fucking line, which I thought was bizarre. I've never seen or heard of that before, but is what it is. If there's any negative, that would be it. But, I mean, I had such a great day. It just, the rest of the positivity drowns that out. First guy I met, cool enough, was Michael Gornick, who is, of course, the cinematographer of Dawn of the Dead and Martin and Creepshow, really Romero's camera guy through most of the prime of his career. And, of course, he was the director of the legendary sequel to Creepshow. This is Creepshow 2. And I got him to sign this right here. Grande, Stay Creepy, Michael Gornick. We actually talked Dark Side. We talked Tales from the Dark Side a little bit. Super nice guy, really down to earth. He was trying to sell me his Creepshow 2. He had like a making of book. It was like $85. I was like, yo, No. Like, he let me flip through it. I was like, this is fine. Like, I'm not fucking. I love Creepshow 2, but nobody loves Creepshow 2 that much to buy a fucking $85 making a book. I was like, nah, like, I'm good on that shit, man. But he was very cool. Took a selfie with him. Granted, that picture, again, it didn't come out the greatest because, again, I got like one picture. Like, he was like, all right, see ya, goes on to the next people. You always want to make sure you don't take too long so somebody behind you can get their moment with them. But Gornick was very cool. Gornick was really nice. But the guy that stole the day for me was actually John Amplas, who I met next. He was like two tables over. And John Amplas, of course, played Martin. And John Amplas, of course, played Martinez. And John Amplas is, of course, the father in Father's Day. I want my cake, Bedelia. That's John Amplas. I mean, just the nicest fucking guy I met in the day. I mean, and I met some great people. I met some people that have seen the show. I met some people that were fellow Dawn of the Dead fans. Shout out to all of you. There's literally too many of you to mention. Like, there was, I mean, so many great people I met, fan wise, not even just celebrity wise. But Amplas stole the day for me because he was so kind. I walked up to him, shook his hand. I said, I'm John too. And he went, oh, you're John too? He said, John what? I said, John Grande. He's like, oh, that's awesome, man. And we started talking Martin, and he was telling me how it was shot in Braddock, and Braddock is a really shot town, and he was kind of going into detail on that stuff. And I asked him more about his career. I was like, did you ever wish you could have played a lead in a Romero film again, or any film? And he's like, that's the thing, man. I never got another leading role. He goes, that's the thing that people forget. He goes, I did a good job in that movie. I was like, I agree. And he said, but I never really got another leading role. That was really the one and only day in the spotlight for me. And he said, I'm glad that it was in a movie as good as that. We were talking about the budget of Martin, where he said that over time it's been inflated to say $200K. He says he didn't think it was even made for $25K because they shot it in Tony Bubba's mother's house. And which was really cool because later on I went to the Martin panel. They did a panel, like an hour panel with Christine Romero and Tony Bubba and Gornick and Amplas. And they were talking all things Martin. And they were just talking how, guerrilla filmmaking that was. Like, she filmed it over 6 weeks in this guy's grandma's house when she was out of town or when she was out for the day. And they would shoot like 16-hour days and 16 millimeter real guerrilla filmmaking. And they just talked about all the kind of hardship Romero went through to film that movie with, he wanted it all in black and white. And then the distributor said no. But then again, a year later, greenlit David Lynch's Eraserhead. He was the same distributor. And Romero was pissed about that because Eraserhead, if you've seen it, is all black and white. And he was like, why the fuck couldn't Martin have been all in black and white? You just fucking let David Lynch do it. Why not me? And it's a classic telltale of Romero's career, man. It's just like, how many fucking producers / distributors fucked him over. You'll even look at Season of the Witch, where they promote it as a softcore porn, and it's everything but a softcore porn. It's like, what? Like, that's how you promoted the fucking Season of the Witch? Like, really? And then, of course, we'll bring it out 10 years later and make it look like it's his next movie. They re-released it, trying to capitalize on the success of Dawn of the Dead. First there was Night, then there was Dawn, now Season of the Witch. They tried to do that, a re-release, which that didn't work either. That movie just didn't sell. Nobody saw that movie. Which is a shame, but Amplas was the coolest guy I met because we talked for about 20 straight minutes. There was nobody behind me, so I didn't feel pressure to, like, stop talking to him. And we were talking, shooting the breeze, and I pulled out my money at the end after he did this cool signature for me on my Martin bootleg here. This is a bootleg of Martin with the old school original cover art, which is really cool. It's a Grande ! There is no magic in John J. Amplas. Super nice guy. It actually was sad. He couldn't really sign that well. Like, it took him a while to sign it. So that's why we kept talking. And then we took a great picture together, man. He was just super nice guy. I want to make sure that focuses. Maybe my phone's a little too bright. I don't know. We'll get a little bit closer. There you go. Yeah. So Amplas of yesterday, that was the best one I met. I thought he was just so kind. And he didn't charge me. I went to give him money and he went, no. He went, no. He was like, you're cool as hell. He was like, no, enjoy yourself. He said, one thing you'll learn is the Romero people are the best people. And I was like, you know what? I kind of agree. That would never happen in a fucking Monster Mania. I don't think Kane Hodder would go, yeah, put your money back. I don't think that would fucking happen. But no disrespect to Ken. I still love Ken. But no, Amplas stole the day. And then I did actually get to take a better picture with Scott. I waited online for a while to meet Scott. It was like a good 20, 25 minutes. That was the longest line I waited on yesterday just to actually get a real picture with him. And it came out good. And, of course, I got him to sign this legendary. I didn't realize how rare this was because a lot of people at the convention were like, holy shit, you have that? I was like, yeah, I didn't think it was that fucking rare, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought I knew everything there was to know about Dawn of the Dead, but people were telling me they were like shocked I had this. It's the HBO Canon Video VHS release of Dawn of the Dead, now signed by Scott Reiniger, two grande from Scott, and of course Roger. He wrote at the bottom, which is so cool because he's on the cover. I got to say this, man, it was really sad. Because as cool as it was to see Scott and meet him and interact with him twice, actually, and one for free, which was cool. It was sad to see that like he can't get around anymore. Like he was in a wheelchair, and like they did the Dawn of the Dead panel, they had to wheel him out, and I was like, this is sad. And it's weird how full circle it comes, because like in the movie, you know, Roger is this full of life character who, you know, life is Roger's type of thing. And, you know, by the end of the movie, they're rolling him around in a fucking, you know, wagon, and he can't walk, and he can't, you know, be the same. And I don't know why, but it came full circle for him. Like, this is 45 years, you know, and, you know, these guys, they get older, they get up there, and it just made me sad. I was like, damn, like I had a brief moment. I was like, damn, I feel bad for him, but like, still really blessed to have met him. I thought he was the nicest fucking guy. Like, again, like all three, Gornick, Amplas, Reiniger, all cool. Amplas kind of won me over, though. I thought he was the coolest motherfucker. I was like, yo, whatever my anticipation or expectation was to meet John Amplas, he blew it out of the fucking water, because I was like, yo, awesome guy. So I have two more guys I want to meet. I still want to meet Richard France, still want to meet Ken Foree. France is gone after today, so I've got to probably try to get there soon and meet Richard France. So that's my plan. I want to go France, then Ken, and then that's all for the celebrities. And then I could check out some more of the vendors and stuff like that. But I'm also, like I said, I'm going to the Mets game today. So today might be the worst day to try to get things done around the convention, unless I just go straight there and just go for those two and then, you know, call it from there. I don't know. Maybe they just hit the Uber or Lyft to get to the Mets game. I don't know how I'm really going to plan it out. But before I, you know, continue my day here, I do want to briefly discuss that mall tour I was mentioning, this great mall tour hosted by, I think his name is Larry. I forget his fucking last name. Larry DeVincent. Larry DeVincent. He has a YouTube channel on here, WGON TV, which is just like the, you know, station, the new station in the movie. He was a great guy. He actually reminded me a lot of Eli Roth. He sounded exactly like Eli Roth. And I mentioned it to my friend after, and he was like, dude, what the fuck? Yes. He, like, they have the same vocal cords or something. I was like, dude, he sounds like Eli Roth. But he was a very nice guy, big nerd for the movie. You know, he showed us the zombie walk, and where all these things happened, where Savini took the dive, where the, you know, all the old stores used to be, where the J.C. Penney's was replaced. You know, even everything up to the roof, how the windows in the roof are still the same. That was surreal. You know, where the clock tower was, where the ice skating rink was, it's now a food court. I ended up eating my dinner there, which was kind of cool. The mall tour was fantastic. And they even gave us our own copy of the original layout of the mall. In the movie, you could see this actually in the movie, where Steven goes, I saw it on a map. You know, that was really cool, you know, and I got to be honest, man, like overall, like after that, once we went to the Night Riders party, just met so many great people, just met so many, and I'm not even talking just the celebrities, but the people, like the fellow fans, you know, that go out of their way to be like, bro, you had that VHS, and then 20-minute conversation, and bro, how was Amplas? Or when I was waiting online to meet Scott, I met another young guy, I think he was like 29. And he looked at me, and we were going and trading stories of, you know, going up and down the road, and you know, how this movie's impacted us, and some of the things we both collected. And man, like, he was a dedicated fan. It was so nice to meet somebody that was around my age, you know, that loves this shit too. And he even said to me, he goes, man, you know, we're probably the two youngest motherfuckers at this thing, because I didn't see many people fucking our age, you know, like under 35 would be tough, you know, because a lot of, you know, it's an older crowd, but it's an older movie, you know what I mean? So I guess it makes sense. But it was really cool to vibe with that guy. We had great conversations. He was telling me about all the one sheet posters. He collects one sheet posters. I did ask him about Sleepaway Camp 2 if he had it. And he said, dude, no, nobody has that. I was like, I know. I was like, but if I ever, you know, get the opportunity, I'll throw dumb money at it. And he's like, what's dumb money? I was like, dude, I'll throw a few grand. And he was like, no, you won't. I was like, yes, I fucking will. I was like, I know you threw a few grand to have that Dawn of the Dead. He had the one sheet of Dawn of the Dead with the green text. I'm like, dude, that's 2,200 easy. He's like, well, I got it for a steal. I was like, dude, what? And he got it for like, I think like 900, maybe even like 600. I forget what he said, maybe 575. I was like, dude, you got it for a steal, man. And he had it signed and everything like that. Very, very nice guy, and he was nice enough to take the picture of me and Scott at the table, which I won't show. I could show. I think I posted it on the community tab, so you could see that there. But you know what? It was a great first day. It was really, really perfect. Got in around 11 from the Night Riders party where they had free pizza, and they were showing Night Riders and bottled waters and things like that. I'm chilling now though. I've got a nice Mountain Dew. So cheers to everybody. It's about a 20-minute video. I guess we'll wrap it here. I guess maybe I'll either do a video tonight or maybe tomorrow before I check out if there's time. And if not, I guess I could just do one maybe Sunday night and recap the whole trip, because today should be a lot of fun. Hopefully want to meet Richard France, want to meet Ken Foree, want to hit the Mets game. Mets game is a definite. I don't know. Ken Foree could probably wait till tomorrow because I have to do I have to keep busy Sunday. Sunday's the day where I'm like, to figure out what I'm going to do type of thing, because I got to check out of here by 11. And then if I met everybody at that point, then I'll just be walking around aimlessly in the mall until my plane comes, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Actually, it sounds like quite an awesome thing to do. Maybe I'll check out, they have a big movie theater connected to the mall or something like that. So maybe, I'll plan ahead. But everybody, thank you so much for watching. This was such a cool trip so far, and I hope that today is just as good as yesterday, which is going to be hard to do. But I hope those sorry ass Mets break this losing streak. We're losing 4 straight games, and I'm in town. The Mets are in town. The Steelers are in town. Fucking Dawn of the Dead cast is in town. They're in my hotel, a lot of them. But this has been a really, really surreal weekend of a weekend of favorites. So everybody, I will be back. I just wanted to check in. 2 Sweet Peace, and we'll catch you next time only on the Graveyard.